shout out to Trey Young. Shout out to all these people. They continuously disrespect Derrick White. So we're running around. It's MVP time. I'm not MVP time. It's All-Star voting time. People are throwing in their All-Star selections. They're throwing it up there on Twitter or whatever the case may be, and they're being tasked with, hey, fill out the rest, or who are your reserves, et cetera, et cetera. And there are people that legitimately have Derrick White on that list. One that is extremely.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just about to add more specifically JJ Redick. So this isn't just randos. This is JJ Redick, NBA player slash statistician. JJ Redick.
Saying that he deserves to be an All-Star?
Yes.
Yeah. I think there's a little bit more nuance to it. I think because he put out like a Becky Hammond tweet essentially today, like clarifying what he said. I think he's just saying he's having an all-star caliber year. But
let me play the video because I don't even want you to interpret for him. JJ Redick speak for himself, and so can Bill Simmons.
Yeah,
White is deserving of consideration for. Yeah. Okay, well, let's just start with the impact on winning. Okay. Derrick White, when he's on the floor, Boston has outscored opponents by 265 points so far this season. That is third in the NBA. So far, he's only trailing Tyrese Maxey and Nikola Jokic. They are 22-4 with him in the lineup. He is second in the NBA, the entire NBA, in points per direct pick. Tyrese Halliburton, number 1. Second in the NBA in points per direct touch. If he gets the ball, he's second in the NBA in generating a point. That's pretty good. Top 10 in the NBA on the other end in points per direct touch allowed, meaning if he's guarding someone who touches the ball, he's one of the 10 best guys and not allowing that guy to get a point. He's top 10 in the NBA in field goal percentage allowed as the closest defender. What you're seeing is one of the best two-way players in the NBA impacting winning on the best team in basketball. That, to me, is at least the start of some all-star consideration, despite the fact that some people don't think that role players ever make all-star games. Okay, now let's get into some advanced stats. He's one of 6 or 7 guys in the entire NBA to be 90%.
Those stats are advanced.
Offensive EPM, and defense EPM. EPM is simply estimated plus minus. He's 7th in the league in estimated plus minus. He's right behind Luka Doncic. 13th in the NBA in win shares, 9th in win shares per 48 minutes. He's 10th in box plus minus. If you took the 8 catch-alls on all these sort of advanced individual metrics, he's 21st overall, 9th best player in the East so far, 5th best guard in the East. Watch the game. It's not like the formula for advanced stat just like scours the NBA and scours Twitter and says, who's the random player I'm going to put in the top 10 along with Jokic and Shea and Giannis and all these? Like, no, like they're real stats. And historically speaking, since we've started using these things, they've reflected how good a player is and how much impact he has on winning. They're not like made out of thin air on a whim to troll us.
I think ultimately after, and I don't give a fuck about the last couple of seconds, I think ultimately what I get from this is JJ's attempt at doing an analytics over everything conversation. Or not over everything, but like, hey, we need to take analytics more seriously conversation. And I guess that's fine. Let's have the full conversation, JJ. You do long form content. Derrick White deserves all-star consideration. Tell me where you would have him. Do you have him as the 5th guard, the 6th guard? Because it sounds like you're not outright saying Derrick White should be an all-star. Although on Christmas Day, he did say that. He tweeted out Derrick White is an all-star.
He's an all-star. Yeah.
He said Derrick White is an all-star. But, all right, cool. Where is he in the hierarchy? Who is he over? Why is he better than this person? Otherwise, shut the hell up.
Yeah, I hate this thing the NBA community does when it comes to awards and selections where they just look at players' performance in a vacuum and say, hey, that guy should be MVP. I mean, 35. But all of these awards, 35 points a game, excuse me. But, like, all of these awards are relative to the competition. So, like, the take of, like, yo, Kobe deserved more MVPs. Okay, give me the year he deserved an MVP where he was robbed of an MVP. And outright. Now, a lot of people would point to 06, but this idea that, he was robbed of 7 MVPs. Again, point me the year where he had a better season than 6 of those MVP winners that actually won it over him. So the same thing with Derrick White. Some things we can just leave to, bro is having a great season. Like, we don't have to add these labels, these superlatives. And it doesn't just apply to Derrick White, because this conversation in a matter of 24 hours has literally turned Derrick White from underrated to overrated in a matter of 24 hours. Like, throughout the whole season, no one was really talking about Derrick White. No one was giving him any attention. He was balling out for the Celtics. I've been paying attention because I watch the Celtics. But now overnight, because all of these people with platforms are saying he should be an all-star and they're just gassing it up to the next level. Now there's that counter pushback of, no, y'all are bugging. He's not that good. He's not this, that, and the third. He's just a role player. When, like what Omar said, the conversation should just boil down to, okay, if you think he's an all-star, who should he be over? There's 2 starting slots in the starting lineup in the East. In the bench, there's a maximum of 4 guards that can be allowed, I believe. So that there's 6 guards that can be in the All-Star game. Who are the 5 guards? Who is he having a better season than? Who is he having a better season than compared to all the other guards? And I think the conversation should just stop there. So,
I mean, personally, I don't even know what we're talking about. Like, I get it. Overrating Derrick White, which I don't think that's what he's doing when you look into the actual context of what's going on this year. The Boston Celtics are the first seed in the East, and pretty sure they're going to remain that unless they go on a drastic losing streak by All-Star break. The first 1, maybe 2 seed in the East by the time All-Star break comes around. Typically, those teams get 3 All-Stars, right? If you're a 1 seed, typically you get 3 All-Stars. Looking back at times there was a questionable a guy that made an All-Star team, and it was based solely around his impact on winning and basically everything JJ was saying. I mean, I would look Andrew Wiggins. When Wiggins made the All-Star team for the Warriors were one of the better teams, and Wiggins was putting up 17-4, 17-5 for the Warriors. But it was about the metrics and how much he does and his impact on winning, this, that, and the third. It could have been a short, not enough players at the position, whatever it is. They put this guy at this position so he can be starting here. Whatever it is, his numbers were good enough for him to be justified to be an All-Star reserve. I don't think he's saying Derrick White should start. I think he's saying he should be a reserve player. I'm looking at Derrick White's numbers. This is the career year for Derrick White. When you look at total win shares for a team, he leads the team with total win shares. Derrick White is having an impactful year on the number 1 team in the East. I can understand them coming out and being like Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Derrick White's All-Star reserve. I'm trying to think about what guards in the East would I have over Derrick White right now. I'm looking. I would say in the East right now, what guards can we talk? Donovan Mitchell.
Tyrese Halliburton.
I say Halliburton, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson. I'm saying Dame and Jalen, that's 4.
Mm-hmm. Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey is 5. And are we saying Trae Young 6? All the way down?
I would probably
at the 12th seed? I'm about to say, you don't think somebody's going to get hold for the simple fact that Derrick White isn't impacting on winning?
You could go Trae or Cade, and then at that point, you're also asking, do you need 6 guards to begin with? You can also just have more forwards.
I can see a world where they say, Cade, you're on the 2-28 Pistons. Trae Young, you're on the 12-18, 12 seed Hawks. And they implement something we've been seeing traditionally, which is a top seeded team gets 3 All-Stars, especially when one of those guys are super impactful on winning in a season. I can see one of those guys I can see Trae Young or Cade being snubbed at that 6 guard spot. The other 5 guards, I mean, I would even say for Dame, he could snub Dame. Dame is having a cool year, but I don't think, and let me check and make sure, I don't know if Dame is having a year where it's like he's undoubtedly an all-star. I think Dame is having a year where he can be considered, where he can get snubbed, in all honesty, unless I'm tripping, which I might be tripping. I'm looking now.
26, 5, and 7.
I'm tripping. Yeah. Nah, Dame's making it. Dame's making it. On the second seed in the East, Dame's making it. That's why I want to preface my statements. But no, I can see
but points per pick. Points per pick, Damo. Points per pick.
Points per pick. What?
Yeah, when he said those stats weren't advanced, I'm like, what the fuck?
Win shares.
Yeah, that's what JJ said. Points per pick.
Impact on winning, and again, impact on winning. Now his impact on winning might not get him above Dame. It will get him above Trae Young.
All right, this would be my question, Dom. Did you have a problem with Andrew Wiggins making that starting spot?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well,
starting spot, yeah, I definitely had a problem with him starting. But then again, I think that year a lot of people knew us were hurt. I want to say
that's what I was going to ask. Was it injured?
Yeah. A lot of people were injured in the West, but yeah, the idea that Andrew Wiggins is an all-star starter, I mean, that's just come on, bro. Mickey. But when we're talking about Derrick White becoming an all-star, I think it's one of those things where people, as Sultan Omar said, they don't want to name the list. They just want to have the better title and thumbnail on it. And the better title and thumbnail isn't Derrick White's having a great season. It's Derrick White should be an all-star.